Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.
There's a skill set and a path that people like to take for the labor type work that can be done, and it can lead into so many avenues for people. And just knowing that we have a program that can now break down the barrier and challenge of getting into that industry by solving that problem that people are having where I can't get a job because I don't have experience because I can't get a job. Well, we're giving you the experience so that you can get a job.
This episode of Bring Back the Porch brought to you by Bernie Leahy, River Street Realty. Let's get you home. If you are looking at the show notes for this episode of Bring Back the Porch and you saw Train Alberta, and you were expecting to see an episode either about the CPR or model trains, sorry, you're in the wrong place. But if you're looking to be trained for a job in Alberta, you're in the right place. I'd like to welcome from Edmonton the Chief Executive Officer of Train Alberta Incorporated, Salima Khan, and in the studio, the Regional Program Coordinator in Medicine Hat, Pam Kuntz. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
When you go to your website for Train Alberta, you get a nice little splash on the welcome, and it says, creating aha learning experiences. How do we do that?
So that's our tagline for Train Alberta, and it came about from my COO, and she just happened to say we want to give people aha moments. So in our training, we're trying to inspire people or to have them be like, aha, I've learned something of value to them. So that's how the tagline came to be.
In Medicine Hat now, I think you were telling me that you have been in operation since last June, but you recently moved into expanded quarters on 3rd Street downtown.
Yeah, we have a nice new building, and well, it's not new. It's one of our classic Medicine Hat downtown buildings, but we've taken it over on 3rd Street, and there's going to be 11 or 12 of us in the office, and we have a new program that launched, soft launch, April 1st, and we'll be starting that programming very soon, and I'm very excited about that one. That's the one where I'm the regional program manager for, so excited.
Salima, you were telling us when we were talking last week that you were sort of the first person to start this idea. What made you think that this would work in Alberta?
So I think my background comes from our sister company, MCG Careers, and they've been in this employment and career advising sector for 30 years. So when we came to Medicine Hat originally in June, we learned a lot about the community and what was working and what wasn't. So one of the things we learned is that a certain demographic was having a bit of challenges in the area, especially with things like social anxiety, things like that. So we wanted to pitch a program to the Alberta government that would, one, help deal with maybe some of those challenges that people were having, and two, then train them to be employed. And so we launched this program in line with construction and construction adjacent industries in Medicine Hat.
And that's the program you were referencing that you were very excited about.
I'm very excited about it, yeah.
How come?
Because it fills a need that I've seen grow and grow and grow. And I do have oil, gas, construction in my background, and seeing that, you know, there's a skill set and a path that people like to take for the labor type work that can be done, and it can lead into so many avenues for people. And just knowing that we have a program that can now break down the barrier and challenge of getting into that industry by solving that problem that people are having where I can't get a job because I don't have experience because I can't get a job. Well, we're giving you the experience so that you can get a job. You
can get rid of the catch-22.
Yep.
So someone that is watching or listening and they're going, aha. How do they get in?
How do they get in? Right through the front doors. So I mean, our office is ready for people to just walk in and see if it's a fit for them, if the program is what they're looking for. We have community partners with all of our other resources around the community that we're building relationships with, so that when they have somebody that they can see would fit the bill for this program, they can refer them over to us as well. And there really isn't an avenue that we wouldn't say, come on down and get into the program.
Salima, you have other offices in Alberta too. I think you have one in Lethbridge.
Yes, we do. It focuses on a different sector, which is our early learning and childcare sector, as well as we do some Pearson View testing.
Okay, so is the only program in Medicine Hat right now the one that you're referencing, or you have more?
We have more.
Okay, because I was going to ask you about several of them, but when we were talking last week, the thing that caught me was the need to teach people how to be employed. That was like really? You have to do that?
That was your aha moment?
Yeah, that was my aha moment.
It's true. We have the first part after the traditional intakes and getting an assessment done of where people are at and how we can meet them and how we can take away challenges and barriers that they may have. And it's not the classic challenges and barriers that traditionally we would look at where, maybe mental, physical disability or, challenges that they have in that way. It can be socioeconomical challenges. It can be, I don't have a vehicle. I can't afford workwear. I need childcare so I can go back to work. Those are barriers we're also able to help. Like there's a lot of things that, you keep throwing us a barrier and we're going to try to take that down for you so that we can get you employed. And after all of those things can be mitigated, then we get to put you in class for 4 weeks. And it's life skills, 4 weeks of life skills from, you walked in the door, you might not have had enough strength to go to the work site. So we're going to build that up for you and give you skills from nutrition when you're working in a labor job, right? Like time, understanding of time commitment when you're working in a labor job, financing when you're getting a steady paycheck, how to get yourself ahead quickly. So all of those life skills plus employability, understanding, right? Like expectations from your employer and health and safety in the work site. And, we're also going to give them the training that traditionally goes with construction. There's certain courses that you take through training entities that are very valuable to you on the work site. We also make sure that those are given as well. And that's stage one. It's 4 weeks of class.
All that in 4 weeks.
Mm.
And then what's next?
After that, we actually put you out on a work site.
Oh.
So for about 6 weeks, you will go to a work site every day. And it's a work simulation. So there will be multiple pieces of heavy equipment. There will be all different kinds of work simulations that you would find on a work site. And you will continuously do this over and over again. And hopefully find maybe a very specific labor type position that you like and enjoy and maybe excel at. Maybe you see a direction you would like to go in the construction world. Maybe heavy equipment is your jam, and that's what you want to learn. But it takes away the fear of walking onto a work site and not knowing what's going to happen. And work site awareness is very important. So understanding what these pieces of equipment do and their roles and responsibilities and the operators of those pieces of equipment and just continuously getting that so that the comfort comes from that simulation to have people not feel maybe as nervous walking just from, instead of coming into our front doors, going into a construction office front doors and saying, hey, I just want to work. At least you have some familiarity though.
So you learn by doing and repetition. Mm-hmm. Salima, how did you find people to partner with for this program? Employers?
So our other program that we kicked off in June gave us that ability to start connecting with companies in Medicine Hat. That's also where we kind of heard from employers what their challenges were. So that's originally how we started to get to know the community, especially through the employers. And then we found a partner who really wanted to have people look at construction as a profession. So not just a safety job. So that's how we decided to kind of put something together and become a partner for this.
And the cost, how is this funded?
So this is funded 100% by the government of Alberta. So there is no cost to the clients or to the employers.
Okay. So somebody is listening to this and says, yeah, that's for me. Are there different intake periods, Pam? Like, do they have to wait for 12 weeks or 14 weeks or whatever?
Yeah, we have our first intake May 4th, and then I believe June 20 something, sorry. But yes, we're staggering them. Our goal is to, over the next 2 years, get 100 folks working in this industry. And one of the beautiful things about this is we have that give and take throughout their relationship with us. If they go out on this work site and it's overwhelming but intriguing, then maybe we need to dial it back and do smaller equipment type jobs. Maybe, we'll get them some forklift or skid steer or, bucket truck, some sort of training that can give them the skills on, professional landscaping, maybe, warehouse work. Like the adjacent is a big factor for us because we can meet people where they're at in their comfort level, and then maybe they can build into that.
Okay. So May 1st is the first intake, and then I think if I do the math, 4 weeks initially, and then 12 weeks. So that's about every 16 weeks.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, starting May 4th, and then we'll consider each one that way. We want to have 8 to 10 in each intake. We are going to take a little downtime in the January, February-ish because
Weather.
Good old winter. And so that's kind of a nice catch up for anybody that you might need a little reset or break or reevaluation. But the beautiful thing is we're there for these folks that are coming in for a whole year after they start. If the first job placement they get doesn't work out, come right back to us and we'll reevaluate and see if there's other ways we can help you.
Who is your ideal candidate for this program?
Anybody that wants to work, wants to feel some purpose, understands the value in committing some time into your future. This is definitely not a walk in the door and we're going to put you to work the next day. There's an understanding that there's growth that comes with this program, and the hopes are that keeps people employed longer because they've invested in the time themselves as well.
Salima, it sounds like there's going to be someone walking along with each person in the course of this 16 weeks.
Yes, definitely. So the way we design this is a collaborative process. So the participants definitely need to be engaged and willing to work with us, but we have a staff complement, I think, of about 7 or 8 people who are there to support them and to help them to understand how to take one step after the other, how to get through the journey. We've got some roles like the service navigator who is really going to look at what community supports are available and what supports do we have available to help people reduce any challenges they might have, like Pam has talked about. Our career and employment advisor is going to work with them to do like one-on-one coaching, as well as to help them to assess and understand their own situations.
How often are they evaluated?
The evaluation is kind of a strong process that happens at the very beginning. And then because we are so engaged with them throughout their entire process, I wouldn't necessarily say a reevaluation because we are at continuous improvement mindset, right? Like we want to make sure that they know that at any checkpoint they can come back and say, okay, this didn't work. And let's, I guess we could call that a reevaluation, but it might not be, we reevaluate them, just all of the moving parts that are with their program.
Any of your partners that you'd like to give a shout out to that are helping you with this?
Well, TerraTrain is the construction site, and they're in it for the long haul too. And I'm very, very proud to say that their time and investment into building this program and participating in it will just, it's the next steps in a pretty awesome, potentially awesome continuation of training for folks in this industry.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about some of the other programs that are there other than the one that you have talked about before? I think Salima referenced the Early Childhood Learning Program. Is that only in Lethbridge, or can you take that here too?
I'll let Salima talk about that one.
Yeah, so our early learning and childcare is actually online, so anybody across Alberta can register and take it. We do offer 2 routes for it, so a certificate program and a diploma program. And after the level, what we call it, level 2 or certificate. They apply to the government of Alberta to get their early learning childcare level 2 certificate. And then the diploma is the level 3 certificate, which allows them to do like a supervisory level in a daycare or childcare setting.
Sounds like a program that would be good for someone who can't go to a college or a secondary institution. This is something they can do at their own pace.
Mm-hmm. Almost everything I would say that we're trying to do is meeting people where they're at and filling a need for them, right? And if it's, if it's just a day course or that one more step they need to get done, that's the beauty of it. Walk through the doors and help is there. We don't always know what it's going to look like, but we will make sure we can find it out for you.
But that first step through the door is key. Mm-hmm. Another program that caught my eye was the dispatch training. That sounds interesting.
Again, I'll let Salima, that one's not something I'm seeing here yet.
Yeah, so again, our dispatcher training is an online course, self-paced. A lot of times it's to help people get into like the transportation industry, even into like food, like not delivery, but like requests. So a lot of times it's very easy to take, and it's a certificate that people can then use to apply to roles.
And another one, too, on the website is True Colors, which is a little interesting there. What's that all about?
It is a little interesting. So that's on our other side where we actually help employers.
Okay.
So we do that with all of the programs. If there's ways we can help employers improve their work culture or get over a rut or, maybe help them understand working with each other, how that can be better. And True Colors is one of those work dynamic. I believe it's a full day program, understanding, personality traits and maybe why there's a little bit of discord with a group of people. And by breaking it down and understanding each individual trait and the individuality of each person is how that makes them unique, but how they contribute to the team and how to make that better.
And every job, there's always someone that's a little difficult. And you need to know how to navigate those people.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just, understanding from more behind the scenes of that individual and where their personality traits lie and what levels they're at. And it helps with communication for sure.
Train Alberta Plus. What's the plus?
That is a myriad of online courses, geared towards things like health and safety, the construction industry, accounting. So it's just an ability for people to come and take quick courses, like micro-credentials that they may want to take.
Okay. The Global Knowledge, it says here, is Western Canada's partner for industry-recognized IT training. Anybody who's ever had to work with a computer needs IT help. So that would be an interesting career. How do I get into it?
Yeah, so for Global Knowledge, we are a partner with them. So anybody who can look at Global Knowledge's catalog, if there's something that they're looking for, they would just reach out to us. There should be links on our website, and we would help place them in a course. For larger companies, they may want training for their whole company, and in that case, as a partner, we can arrange like on-site training, for example.
And a Pearson View Testing Center. I guess this is in Lethbridge. I don't know, but you might be able to refer people. What's that all about, Salima?
Yeah, so we kind of do that in combination with Global Knowledge. So a lot of times people need to take exams after taking training, and not just for Global Knowledge. So like their real estate license. Generally, those people have to go to a Pearson View Test Center to write their license or to renew it every year. So it's just a place people go, they write their licenses, and then they hopefully pass. And
fingers crossed. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have an awful lot to offer the people of southern Alberta, I guess because your geographical area, Lethbridge, Medicine Hat. Mm-hmm, Red Deer. You have a Red Deer too?
Sister company.
Okay. All right. Now, the website. How do we find you?
I don't know if you want to.
Oh, our website is trainalberta.com.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty easy, and it's a nice website, very friendly, easy to use. Yeah. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on yet before we wrap up our visit?
We are having an open house. next Friday, May 1st, from 11 to 1. Of course, snacks, coffee, and all that kind of jazz. But it's for literally everybody. Come in, let us tell you about the program, let us show you around the office. Our office actually on the main floor is a resource center as well. We have 5 computer stations set up. So if you don't have access to a computer and you want to take some courses, we set you up and you can do that right there. Coffee, snacks, ready to go. Create a little workspace for you, literally like if you were at work. You can work on our computers. You can come in, you can job search. We can help build a resume, help you rebuild a resume. But all of that is right in our resource center right off the main street.
Well, as you referenced earlier, you're trying to get rid of any barrier between someone finding a job. Yep. And it sounds like you've got all the bases covered.
We're trying.
Well, Salima Khan and Pam Kuntz, thank you for your visit.
Anytime.
Thank you, Brian.
Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.